Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In today's video, you will see how to establish a connection with a DB2 database server via ODBC on a Linux client. Let's start with an overview of the steps. First, I assume that you have successfully installed DB2. I will not go through the installation process. We will proceed directly to download the appropriate DB2 ODBC driver from the IBM website to be able to communicate with the database. Then we will create a data source with the ODBC manager, which will be associated to the driver. At the end, we will create a small Python script and use the library PyODBC to fetch data through our data source.
Open Google and write DB2 ODBC client driver. Scroll down, click on this link, once on the page, scroll down to the bottom until you see by downloading the driver from. Click the link, you will be on this page. Select the version that suits your requirements. In my case, I will go with this one. You will be in a page like this. Scroll down and choose the appropriate driver. I will click View All to see all the possible operating systems. Once you are on this page, in my case, I will choose for my Ubuntu this driver. Finally, click Continue. If you don't have IBM account, create one and proceed to download the driver. See you on the terminal.
Welcome to the terminal. Let's prepare the driver path. CD to downloads. There you must see the file. I will make a copy inside my home directory. CD to home directory. Unzip the file. Extract with tar. Now you must have the following directory in your home directory. CD to ODBC_CLI. CD to CLI driver. Now we will prepare the configuration file db2 dsdriver.cfj. I will cd to the directory cfj. There you have the configuration files. And if you see there, you see a sample file that you can use to create your own. I don't want to make this video too long, so I prepared already what I should write inside this file, and that's why I will go to my home directory and cut this file and redirect what inside to home, and then ODBC, then client driver, and then CFJ, and then db2 dsdriver.cfj. Okay, now
Let's go back to the directory, and as you see, we have there a new file. And if I cut what's inside it, DB2, this inside this XML file. Now, you see here all the information that you need to make your connection. First, I give my data source name a name, my DB2. You can name it as you like. Host, this is the IP address of the server where IBM DB2 is installed. Name is the name of the database. Port is the port used by DB2. And here more informations like the communication protocol, the user ID, and the instance name, and the current schema. So you need to figure out all these informations. For example, in my case, how I know, for example, which port. I know the IP address of my server, so I can SSH to it. And this is my user, and this is the IP address in my case. If you grab DB2 inside etc services, you should see somewhere DB2C underscore and then the name of the instance. This is the port that you need. Okay, so this is the first configuration file. Now we need to create our ini file. Okay, now we will create the ini file. For the ini file, you have also a sample file that you can use to create your own. As I said before, I prepared before recording this video the file, so I don't need to type it now again, and that's why I will cd to my home and then cut what inside this file and redirect it to home. DB2 ini, and if I go back to the another directory and then type ls, I see a new file there. If I cut this file, DB2 ini, I see the name of my data name source, and there you find user ID and table type, auto commit, and the password. I need to type the password now, so vi db2 save and quit. And now we need to export a new variable. Okay, now if you are in CFJ, and go to the parent directory again, and then cd to lib. Here, type pwd, print working directory. Copy this path, and you will need it because you put it inside a variable. You need to export this variable in your bash rc because you need this variable each time you open a new session. I did it already, that's why I will grep ld in my bash rc. Please export the variable with the same name but with your lib directory. And now we will check if everything okay. After exporting the variable ld_library_path, please restart your terminal. Then go back to the driver directory. Now cd to bin, because we need to run a script to check if we can connect to the database. And the script is db2 cli. We run a script, that means current directory / script name. Now you need to write validate -dsn. In my case, the data source name is mydb2, and -connect -user. In my case, db2inst1 -passwd for password, and write your password. Now run this command. At the end, you should see the validation is completed and the word success. At this time, you know that everything was correct. And you see here, I think, the IP address, for example, of my server in my case, and you should see the right port. TCP/IP communication, learning is the database name in my case, and this is the information from the ini file, user and password, and so on. So I think you could see here also that he validated the schema without any errors. So it looks good, and we can continue. Now you need to install the ODBC manager. Please type sudo apt get install Unix ODBC. I have already installed. And now let's prepare the two configuration files of this ODBC manager. Before we prepare the first file, we need first to locate the SO file for the driver. Now you need to cd to ODBC, cd to cli driver, cd to lib, run the command ls. You should see this file. We will need it after a moment. Now type pwd and copy this path. Go back to your home directory. Now actually I should type with you this file, but I prepared it before I record this video. So I will write cat and you write vi, and then the file name is ODBCinst.ini. The file name starts with dot. There write ODBC drivers between square brackets, and then give your driver a name. In my case, I give it the name db2 driver equal installed. Write this name, what you give it to the driver between square brackets. Write driver equal, and now point it to this file with the absolute path. And now let's prepare the next file. I prepared also the second file. That means in my case I will write cat, but you write vi.odbc.ini, and there write ODBC data sources between square brackets. The DSN name, in my case mydb2, equal the name of the driver that you give it to the driver, in my case db2 driver. Write the DSN between square brackets, driver equal, and then point it to the SO file under the lib directory. A description is optional. Now save and quit. And now we will test it with a small Python script. If you don't have PyODBC, type pip install PyODBC. in my case already there. And now, before we create our Python script, I will connect to the database and show you the data that I want to retrieve. DB2 connect to learning. DB2 select name from fruits. I prepared there some fruits and I want to fetch this data. And now vi test, for example, py.
This is not a Python tutorial, so I will skip the explanation of the Python code. The most important thing, when you provide the parameter DSN, you must logically put the same name as in the configuration files.
I think now I can save and quit the Python script, Python 3 contest, and as you see, I was able to connect and fetch all the fruit list from the fruits table. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. See you on the next video. Bye bye.